Hello guys, welcome back to the N8Ants video series in which we are building some cool AI agents. Now in this video, let's see and understand what some common responses mean and signify in your workflow. So these are some common responses. The most basic one is 200, which is essentially success. It means that your request got approved and successfully worked. And 400 is a bad request. It can mean as silly as it can be, just some errors or spelling mistakes here and over there. Now let's look at the example that we discussed earlier in some videos. Here you can see when we were discussing about the open weather map, the moment you send the request, they give an output. In the output, I don't know if this is visible clearly or not, but you can see and guess that it's written 200. So we got code 200, which is essentially that it worked perfectly without any problems. Now let's test some of these responses in our workflows. So if you make another workflow with click, trigger, with manual trigger, and then add a set node, and then again add HTTP request, and if you fill up these curl commands with the tabulate curl command like this, it's gonna fill up again. We can also make one authentication credential for Tably, but before that, let's just grab the API key. So I have a bunch of API keys here, and let's copy the first one. Yep, here we go. So it says bad request. Okay, so here I set up my HTTP request with the variable option of inputting the content. And this is basically coming from the edit fields. And in the edit fields, I just made a JSON in which I wrote what is the capital of Italy, which is being sent over to HTTP request. And if I just intentionally make some mistakes like having double quotes over here, and then executing the step, it says that JSON parameter needs to be a valid JSON. And this is basically the 400 error that we're getting. Now, the beautiful thing about JSON that it's been around for so long that if you just copy this and ask GPT about what exactly the error is, it's gonna instantly pull up the solution. So like you see, it instantly hinted towards the use of double quotation marks over here. So we need to just have it have this one instead of the other one. And then if we execute the step, it's still showing. Oh, is it? No. Yeah. So here we get the response. The Italy's capital is, where is it? The Italy's capital and largest city is Rome. Now, likewise, we can have more such 400 errors, like 401, which says unauthorized. So whenever your API key is not allowed to fetch the data or not allowed to connect with the app, the error would be 401 unauthorized. 403 happens when the account is forbidden, when the account is blocked or is not allowed the access of that particular app. And then the last one is 404 when something that's not available out there or something that you're trying to search is not there and it's not found. Then you have the 404 error. Okay, then many times the API docs also contain several insights about the errors, like in the Tavily documentation in the API references, we have a detailed outputs for each of the cases of errors. Like for 200, the expected is this. For 400, the error is goes like bad request. 401 unauthorized. So if you really can read the docs, if you really have developed the ability of reading the docs, you would be fine enough, because then you would be able to debug the errors way more easily. And the worst kind of error that you're gonna get is 500, which is server error. You may think this is your fault or something that you have done incorrectly in your workflow or code, but that's not really the thing. It's the error from the server, and you cannot really help with it because you have no control on it. So in these cases, just wait and wait for the server error to be resolved. So that's it. I hope these I mean, common responses that you would get while dealing with APIs and workflows is cleared and you would be able to deal with it yourself completely. Till then, stay tuned. We'll meet in the next video.